Let's take a closer look at China's economy with Arthur Dong joining us now live via Skype. Arthur is a teaching professor at Georgetown University's McDonough School of Business. Arthur, thanks so much for being with us. First, are you surprised by the numbers, and also what is driving this growth?
Yes, Roy, this is an astonishing number that was revealed today, that China is the only major global economy to actually have positive growth, given the fact that the entire world economy is in the doldrums. And so looking at this number is both, beyond comprehension, as well as an astonishing development that was very much welcomed by the financial markets in the United States today, as Wall Street had greeted this with very, very positive in terms of sentiment. The sort of when you digest the numbers and get behind the numbers, it's clear that China is heading into a V-shaped recovery, and that its domestic market, with regard to its domestic consumption, has started to recover both in the service side of the economy as well as in the goods side of the economy. And more interestingly, the export sector of China has again defied comprehension. The exports, despite the fact that they're in the middle of a trade war, seem to grow and grow very robustly. So, given these figures and these facts that were released today, it certainly gives a very, very optimistic view that China's going to come out of 2020, certainly in the last half of 2020, in a V-shaped recovery.
We saw more than 3% retail growth in September. Does that mean people in China are now out and about shopping again? And what does that do to the online retail figures? Are those down?
No, I would say that the online retail figures, if you probe that number, they're actually quite high in China, as people have made shifts in their shopping patterns, buying more online and less visits to the shopping mall. But nevertheless, you're still seeing major portions of the Chinese population having the confidence to go out again, explore street life, and certainly visit their favorite stores. And so this is a very encouraging sign.
What about the poor in China? Millions of them lost their jobs during the pandemic, as well as in other countries that was the case. The numbers in China are still a little unclear, but does this economic recovery suggest that China's poor have also recovered?
I would suggest not. The COVID experience had put a very, very serious dent into both the lives and livelihoods of these migrant workers throughout China. Many of them returning home as their factories have dismissed them, and as a result of their sort of lack of a steady income, I doubt very much that they're going to be in a very good position to continue spending. So that's an ongoing problem, as President Xi has indicated, that there are still many problems ahead for the Chinese economy. And I don't believe that President Xi and his advisors are jumping up and down with this latest optimistic sort of release.
The IMF predicts that China will be the world's only major economy to end 2020 in the positive in terms of growth. Does the rest of the world benefit from China's economic rebound, and if so, how?
Well, they'll benefit if China starts to import more. And so if we start to see portions of the Chinese economy reawaken, particularly the industrial sector as well as the investment sector, that'll create a greater demand for iron ore, minerals, and the kinds of commodities that most of the other countries in the world export to China. And by the way, an important thing that's being watched right now in the United States is the farm economy. We have seen of late an uptick in the amount of farm imports that China has been purchasing more farm products from U.S. farmers. So all these things taken into consideration are positive signs, but I dare say that we're not out of the woods yet.
In terms of the coronavirus and its impact on the economy, what lessons do you think other countries can draw from the Chinese experience?
Well, I think the Chinese experience can offer the rest of the world a master class on how to properly handle a global pandemic. China and its leaders took the necessary precautions and steps in a very controlled and coordinated manner to lock down the entire Chinese economy, have people stay at home, and Chinese citizens have to be, in a sense, they have to be applauded, because unlike other countries, they followed their orders and they listened to their leaders, and they collectively acted in a manner that prevented and immediately brought to a halt the spread of this vicious disease. So it is a master class or a master lesson of how other countries should have followed the Chinese example.